Point from the very bottom shaft.
All right, length from the bottom to the top, and then lightning flashed and thunder hit. All right, we got one shock off. He's working on the other one. You can hear the thunder in the background. But yeah, these are the differences. So this is stock, and this is what we're putting on. Old girl can do. Well, what is there to do when it is raining its butt off outside? There's a couple things you could do. You could take a nap, rest. You could even possibly test the new rain gear we have working on. Even the new pants that have the fire retardant lining on the inside to help not burn up from the pipes. Something hopefully we'll bring out this year. We could do that. Or we could decide to take the cheap clapped out Sportster that we gave the brother and put way too much money in suspension on this thing because evidently it doesn't ride too good. Let's take that option. So today we're going to do complete suspension for the Sportster. We got a picnic table. It's Sunday afternoon. Let's have a picnic. All right, we've got rear shocks. We've got dampening rods. We've got springs. We've got PVC pipe. We've got a brake line. We've got a dog bone and performance stickers. So let's jump into it. All right, before we do anything, we are gonna measure some points on this just to see what it looks like before we do the suspension. So right now, we've got stock rear and stock front, although the front has brand new 10 weight fluid, I believe. It's been resealed. So that's the only thing that's done to it, but the front springs are stock, rears are stock. It's got 9,000 miles on it and like 18 years, something like that. So that's where we're gonna be. We're gonna measure and see where we're at. All right, we're gonna measure. We took it off the weight completely, so the bike is completely on its own weight. I'm just holding it up. So we're gonna measure the rear fender bolt with 22 inches.
Yeah, we're right at 22 and a quarter.
22 and a quarter. So we'll see what it is after we jack the back up. And we're gonna measure the top pinch bolt and see where that's at. That's like right at 36. Yeah, I call that 36 for easy remembering. All right, so 36 in the front, 22 in the rear. We'll see where we end up.
Point from the very bottom shaft.
All right, length from the bottom to the top. Where are you doing?
We're doing the top of the cap.
Top of the cap, 29 and a half. All right, so we'll write all that down and we'll see where we end up. All right, we also measured, which was impossible to film, but the lowest point of the frame is 4.5 inches. So what we're gonna put on here is 14-inch rear shocks, which should be 3 inches taller than what we have right here. Now they are used, so hopefully all the settling is gone, but we're not really worried about the weight of it once somebody's sitting on there, because depending on your weight and preload, that could change. We're just doing static height to see where we're at. And then also we're doing 4-inch dampening rods in the front with heavy duty springs. So the springs by themselves will probably pick the front end up, and then the 4-inch dampening rods will definitely pick the front end up. We'll see where we end up.
This is why I can't work on shit.
We didn't get it on film, but we could just hear the electrical zap and then the clap of thunder, and you could see the light of lightning. It's not raining too hard, but there's a storm right through here. Next to our parts graveyard over there, there's one of our like substations or whatever for the property. I don't know if that's what happened, but you could hear like a bug zapper, and then lightning flashed and thunder hit. But we still got power for now. All right, we got one shock off. He's working on the other one. You can hear the thunder in the background. But yeah, these are the differences. So this is stock, and this is what we're putting on. This is you, this is the guy she told you not to worry about. Big difference. All right, rear suspension officially off. All right, so the trick when you're gonna do a taller suspension, you do have to raise the bike up to match where you need to be. So since there's two of us, he's gonna put on this side while I modulate and raise up and try to speak over this rain we have going on. Because of course it won't start raining its butt off when I'm recording, but we're going to modulate the lift right here, raise the bike up, we're gonna get louder, the rain's gonna get harder, and this thing's gonna get taller. All right, totally forgot about this problem. We have already encountered problem number one, and we should have known this. I definitely should have known this. Trying to put super tall suspension on stock exhaust, that's not a good idea. Let's show you why. So when we jacked it up for the other side to fit, I quickly realized our mistake. We are not going to get to put this shock in here with this muffler in the way. So since we do not care about stock muffler, we are going to attempt to take it off and beat its brains in and see what happens. Don't do this at home. Change your exhaust. All right, so getting this muffler off, screw that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna gently massage the smallest of divot. This is precision engineering, and we're gonna make this fit. All right, we've got the rear suspension installed. So we got everything tightened up. And I mean, can you even notice this absolute craftsmanship work we've done? It looks like a factory divot. I mean, come on. You can't even tell that there's a blemish there. Not even a scratch. Perfection. Got a little bit of fender gap going on, like a true Down and Bro. These are heavy duty springs, and my brother is not gonna be riding 2-up, and he is under the spec for that. So we're gonna start on the lowest setting. Got a little spanner wrench, and you can turn this. Worst case, use a big pair of pliers. Probably will scratch your shocks if you do that, but we're gonna start on the lowest set of preload and see what happens. But we're gonna lower this down, switch to the front, get the front going, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we ready to roll now. All right, we are going to tackle the front suspension. This is going to be super simple. We're probably just going to do a time lapse of blowing the front apart. I'm going to switch out of my white tee, which these are our new tees. You can get them at wretchedclothing.com. I'm starting to sweat and get dirty, so better to go for a black tee before I completely obliterate this white one. All right, so we've got a fork tube here completely disassembled. Here are the parts. So basically, this is the spring that come out of there. This is the spring that's going in. This is the spacer that was there. This is the dampening rod. As you can see, much different here. So we need to basically switch this spring over. This little plastic clip to here. Then we need to put this in, and then we need to use the supplied PVC, cut a spacer down. As you can see, we've already cut one. We don't need that because we've already done the other side. So we knew what we were talking about. But need to basically do all this, get it redone. We'll use the lathe to cut this so it'll be flat and reassemble this thing. All right, we will put the new dampening rod in the tube here. Very precision length. precision. And then we're probably going to go ahead and put the new bolt and washer at the bottom to kind of get that secure. Probably not going to be able to tighten it down, but just to keep it from moving. All right, so we have the spring and spacer, or the washer and spacer. So we're going to measure the height of this fully extended, get exactly where we want to be. We're going to mark it, and then we should be good. We got to cut it though. All right, see if we can't mess this up. All right, second fork tube officially put together. Now we're gonna throw them back in. We're gonna tighten the little bolts at the bottom, just because since they're in there, they're gonna have all that compression. It's gonna be easy to tighten. We're gonna tighten the little 4 mil at the bottom, or 6 mil, and then tighten these caps. It's just so much easier to do when you got the pinch bolts holding everything. And then we'll throw everything back together, see what the brake line situation looks like, and maybe see where this thing stands. All right, we got it almost under its own weight. That's just starting to move a little bit on that jack. So this probably would compress a little bit, but nothing too bad. And we have another brake line because of this right here. We are very close, just not close enough because that line's pretty taut. So we're just gonna swap out the brake line. It's pretty simple. We're just gonna tear everything down, and it's not gonna be that big of a deal. Swap a brake line out real quick, and then we can get after it. We do need to change. We do have this little dog bone right here. We're gonna change this as well. That's just a maintenance item, but we're gonna do that while we're here. Well, that's how she sits. We are all done. We got the new brake line routed, not a problem at all. New dog bone in there. This was kind of shaking pretty bad, so hopefully that's gonna help out. But that's her in all her glory. She is too tall. All right, let's see how he has to pick this thing up and see the seat height. That probably would be better just to stand. Oh, no, you're gonna have to pick it up from the, oh God, oh God. Okay. Look at, like, it's hip level. Damn near, it's dick level. Like, that's crazy. This is stupid. Motorcycles are stupid. All right, well, we got some stuff here. So the overall fork length is now 35 inches. What was it before? 29 and a half before. So that's the complete length of, like, bottom to top. And then this to the ground before was 36 inches. It is now 40. And then the rear, basically here to the bottom, before was 22 inches, now 25 and a half.
And the bottom frame was 4 inches before from the ground, and now it is what, 8 and a quarter.
All right, my brother just got back for a little tiny test ride. Look how it sits. Look how dumb that looks. That's hilarious. He probably needs to do something about that. But I'm just gonna go rip it down the street and come right back. I did throw on our prototype rain pants. Pretty sure it's done raining, but I'll throw on another shirt. I don't want these jeans to get wet and everything. So we'll do this real quick and I'll let you know what I think. All right, let's see what old girl can do. Hell yeah, brother. Sideways.
Just wash that truck.
Oops. All right, we're back with the Sportster. Might have made a little mess on the truck. and a little spot on the house. Hashtag don't tell the way. It's okay. But honestly, much better. I would say it's kind of difficult to tell how I would do it or what I would do given that seat. I feel like that seat is just kind of weird now. I was super appreciative of that big comfy seat when the suspension was terrible. But now it kind of puts it at a weird angle. Honestly, I'm feeling like maybe if it were mine, I might go 13s in the rear just to get that front end or that bike kind of like cocked a little bit like that, just to make it a little bit more chopperish. I know my brother might be a little bit more dirt bike-ish. But I will say, all these parts in conjunction, that's a big word, work really well. Like this is solid. Pretty happy with the way it come out. It's pretty dope. It made it so much better. I'm not gonna lie, it rode like crap before. Now, it rides all right, which is much better than crap. Now, much better. It does cruise a whole lot better. The like parking lot stuff, a little bit tougher. The handlebars want to fall in on you a little bit more. That's just indicative of the rake, in my opinion. But because it's not really raked out, but the tire is further out in front of you because it's much taller. That's just how it works. And of course, that's just stupid and funny. It leaning over that much. He's gonna have to do like a kickstand block or something. Have to bring like a 2x4 with you. And the best part is, I know this stuff isn't probably like super hot, but our pants do not care how hot your exhaust is. Well, maybe not how hot your exhaust is. If your exhaust is super hot, it might still rip through them, but we just ripped it. It's definitely up to operating temp, and the pants don't care. So that's pretty dope. But comment down below. You want to do this to your Sportster? Have you done some type of suspension to yours? Comment down below. Hit that like button if you do not mind. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And as always, keep it wretched.